Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the desert's premier entertainer, Frank DiSalvo, singing the Great American Songbook and the music of your life.
What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Well, it's almost like being in love. I've got a smile on my face for the whole human race. Well, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And with the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, well, it's almost like being, I swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. Hey, bop, shoot up, beat up, ba-da, ba, ba-da, beat. Ho, bop, shoot up, beat up. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And with the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, well, it's almost like being, I swear I was falling. It's almost like being in love. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. It is great to have you here tonight. We are going to have some kind of fun. I got a lot of great things planned for you. Of course, some great music that we grew up with, number one. Let's see. If you come to my show, you'll always get stories, and when you leave, you go, you know, I learned something at Frank's show, and I love stories, and you'll see that. Let's see. Oh, don't forget, we got corny jokes. There's some corny jokes. So, yeah, but listen, a lot of fun tonight we got. Now, if this is the first time you're here at Frank's Place, we have a beautiful menu, and when you open it up, you haven't got your menu yet. Have you got it? Oh, yeah. When you open it up, I can actually see your face. No, turn it around, turn it around. No, turn it around, turn it around. Yeah, there you go. Oh, now I see. Yeah, he's got a beard. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, but listen, everybody always asks me, Frank, what is your favorite dish at Frank's Place? Well, I can't just pick one, but I will tell you about one because all the dishes on the menu are great. Now, I am full-blooded Sicilian, okay, and I'm really picky about Italian sausage. Our local weatherman down here on Channel 3 in the morning, his name is Patrick Evans, and he started his own Italian sausage company about 4 years ago. We feature it here at Frank's Place. It's called Fulvio's Italian sausage, and Fulvio was his dad's name, and he named it after his dad that passed away. It's some of the best Italian sausage that I've had. Now, what our chef, executive chef Willie Cabrera has done, he makes this roasted tomato marinara sauce. Now, you notice I didn't say marinara. Okay, marinara. Okay, that's Italian. And he blends it with gorgonzola cheese, and he puts the onions and the bell peppers and the sausage in there, and then he smothers it all over the rigatoni. So rigatoni, pasta, and Italian sausage, and oh my gosh, it's a mamma mia, I'll tell you, you're gonna love it. But listen, anything you get on the menu, you will enjoy, I know, because we're so proud of our kitchen staff. Now, contrary to the word on the street, I am not a Frank Sinatra impersonator. That's a guy who does Frank Sinatra all night long, and that's not what we do here at Frank's Place. What we do here is a little musical history tour through the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and for the short period of time that I have you, the next 8.5 hours, Some of you are listening. No, I'm going to squeeze in as many great memories from that time frame as possible. Now, I am going to start out with some classic Sinatra, of course, and then move into the Rat Pack Boys, and then all the singers that you see on the walls here, we're going to squeeze in as many as we can. Now, I did say I like stories, so here's a good one for you. In 1960, records went from 10 inches to 12 inches literally overnight. Frank Sinatra had a recording date, and his producers called him up the day before and said, Frank, we need 4 more songs, and we need them tomorrow. Now, back in 1960, there weren't any computers. All arrangements for the songs were done by hand. He calls up Nelson Riddle, and he says, Nelson, I need 4 more arrangements, and I need them tomorrow. Now, he had a 40-piece orchestra, so every song required 40 pieces of music per song. So figure it out, 40 times 4. Nelson goes to work. He's working all day, all through the night, and all next day. Fortunately, the recording session was late in the afternoon. But Nelson tells his wife to drive him to the studio. He's in the back seat with a leaf from the kitchen table on his lap, and he's finishing the last song on the way to the studio. Well, he runs in, and he's got a stack of papers like this, 40 times 4. And he says to Frank, Frank, I got it done, but there's a lot of scribbles on these papers. Well, Frank takes the top music off the top song, and he starts to pass it out to the boys, and he says, boys, let's play Nelson's Scribbles. This was the song that was completed that day on the way to the studio. I'm sure you'll remember it. I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in, and I've said to myself, this affair never gonna go so well. But why do I try to resist when, darling, I know so well I've got you under my skin. Sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near. In spite of a warning voice that comes in the night, how it yells, it repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. And each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. Because I've got you under my skin. Here it comes. The most recognizable trombone solo in the history of music. sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night. Yes, it yells, it screams in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality. Go on, wake up to reality. And each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Because I've got you under my skin, and it feels good under my skin. Cole Porter, Nelson Riddle, Frank Sinatra, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, you know, everybody asks me, Frank, when did you start singing? It was my mother's fault. And my mother, when I was about 2 years old, she would sit me down in front of the record player and she would say, Frankie, come on, let's sing. Well, what would we sing to? We sing to these guys here, because that was her music. So that was in my computer at a very young age. Now, I'm going to play a little recording that my grandfather made when I was 6.5 years old. My mother is asking me, what do I want to be when I grow up? I said, I'm gonna walk you through this because it's really scratchy. But I said, I want to be a singer. And she goes, what kind of singer? Classical or popular? I said, popular. She goes, oh, like Sinatra? At 6.5 years old. Okay, here you go. Now listen to it. It's really scratchy, okay? Hang on, here we go.
This is Frankie DiSalvo, and I am 6.5.
I'm 6.5.
I'm in first grade.
I'm in first grade.
At Gardner School.
At Gardner School.
I like to be a singer.
I like to be a singer. She goes, what kind of singer? Classical? Popular? Popular. She goes, oh, like Sinatra? See that? It was already meant to be a long time ago, guys. Okay, so Frank Sinatra recorded over 1,400 songs in his career. And when he went into the studio, he only wanted to do one take. He didn't want to mess around, fix a little piece here and a little piece there and patch it together. He was ready. He wanted the boys to be ready, and he got in there. Now, this next song had a mistake in it, and Frank was not happy because they had to stop the song and do it again. Well, he didn't hear the ending of this song. He knew the song, but he didn't. So what happened the second time through, he had to kind of ad-lib the ending, and it became an iconic ending for this song. Oh, by the way, the mistake was made by a young guitar player named Glenn Campbell. And, well, here's the song, of course. You'll know it and recognize it. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances, wondering in the night, what were the chances we'd be sharing love before the night was through. Something in your eyes was so exciting, something in your smile was so inviting, something in my heart told me I must have you. Strangers in the night, two lonely people, we were strangers in the night, up to the moment when we said our first hello. Little did we know Love was just a glance away, a warm embracing dance away. Ever since that night, we've been together, lovers at first sight, in love forever. It turned out so right for strangers in the night. Love was just a glance away, a warm embracing dance away. Ever since that night, we've been together, lovers at first sight, in love forever. It turned out so right for strangers in the night. Here it is, that iconic ending. Doobie doobie doo. Be doobie doobie, doobie doobie doo, ba dee da da da, doobie doobie doo, la dee da da da, la da 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 dee, for strangers in the night. So see, you learned something, didn't you? Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce this young man to you. This young fellow with the black suit and the white tie, he's with the mafia. Just kidding. No, this is our dance host. His name is CW. And ladies, if he comes over to your table and asks you to dance, take him up on it. He's really easy to dance with and a lot of fun. Guys, do not get jealous. He's not here to pick up on anybody. He's safe. Well, he's relatively safe, but no, seriously. Give him a hand. This is CW. Ladies, he'll be back to you, around your table. Love you, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. Yeah. So, you know, we grew up with great singers, great bands, great arrangers, and great songwriters. And speaking of songwriters, back in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, we had wonderful songwriters like the Gershwin brothers, Irving Berlin, Cole Porter, Rodgers and Hart. And then there was a young man named Jerome Kern who wrote a bunch of gorgeous songs for the Great American Songbook. In 1936, he wrote this next song, and it became a favorite of all of the crooners. Everybody did it. I think most everybody did it, but I don't think anybody did it any better than Frank himself. And of course, it's one of our absolute favorites. You'll remember it, I'm sure. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. 'Cause you're lovely, with your smile so warm and your cheek so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. With each word your tenderness grows, tearing my fears apart. wrinkles your nose. It touches my foolish heart. Lovely, I said, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Swing it, boys. And the laugh that wrinkles your nose, it touches my foolish heart. Lovely, I said, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Ooh, ooh, just the way you look tonight. Jerome Kern, Frank Sinatra, Nelson Riddle, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, back in 1960, a movie came out that became a favorite of all of ours. I'm talking about the original Ocean's 11. Now, out of that movie sprung up a group of guys that stood underneath the Sands logo in Las Vegas, Nevada. And of course, I'm talking about Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop. Now, they affectionately became known as the Rat Pack. Now, you know, they didn't like that name, but there was nothing that they could do about it because it stuck with them. But after a short period of time, it boiled down to the three boys, Frank and Dino and Sammy. Now, I've done a little Frank for you. I'd like to do a little Dean Martin, but I don't know if there's any Dean Martin fans out there tonight. Listen, if you're not a Dean Martin fan, you're in the wrong place. Now, if you have some vino on this next song, you're gonna need it. A little vino for Dino goes a long way. So if you got a martini, that'll work too. Martin, yes, that's good, that's good. All right, get it ready, because here's one of our favorite Dean Martin songs. What are you people doing in my room? When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you had too much wine, that's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play, tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay, like a gay tarantella. Lucky fella. When the stars are making you drool, juiced like a pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in Palm Springs. When you walk in a dream and you know you're not dreaming, signore, scusami, pare you see back in old Sicily, that's amore. Okay, everybody sing, you know the words, here we go! Moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's much wine, that's amore. Are you singing? I'm watching you. Okay. Bells will ring, sing-a-ling-a-ling, sing-a-ling-a-ling, and you'll sing Vita Bella. Hearts will play. Hearts will play. Tippy-tippy-tay, tippy-tippy-tay. You guys are doing a good job over there. Can you travel? Yeah. When the stars make you drool, just like a pasta fazool, that's amore. Boy, these guys are into it back there, yeah. When you dance down the street with a cloud at your feet, you're in love. Okay, now it's my turn. Hold on. When you walk in a dream and you know you're not dreaming, signore. Everybody, scusa me, but you see, back in old Napoli, that's amore, that's amore. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Salute, everybody, salute, cent'anni. Ah, we love Dino. Oh, you know, that's the way I like it, yeah. Oh, I once shook Pat Boone's hand, and my whole right side sobered up. You know, I don't drink anymore. I don't drink any less. You know, I went to Alcoholics Anonymous last week, and I used a completely different name so they wouldn't know who I was. You know, I'm selling my 1960 Studebaker. It's in perfect condition. I only drove it when I was sober, and it has 6 miles on it, yeah. I went to the doctor last week, and I said, Doc, you know, I got trouble remembering things after about a minute or so. He goes, how long you had this problem? I said, what problem? Okay, well, there's more. You know, that one went over a whole lot better last night than it did tonight, you know. But no, oh gosh. You know, the government has a brand new tax. It's called a flat tax. They take all your money and they leave you flat. All right, everybody, salute. If I keep telling these jokes, you're going to leave, I know. So, all right, cent'anni. Well, I got another great Dino song for you right now, and I'm going to ask you to sing along with me at one of the parts because it's a lot of fun always. Sometimes the world is a valley of heartache and tears, and in the hustle and bustle, no sunshine appears. But you and I have our love always there to remind us there is a way we can leave all those shadows behind us. Volare, oh, cantare, oh, nel blu dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù, e volavo felice più in alto del sole ed ancora più su. Mentre il mondo pian piano spariva lontano laggiù, una musica dolce suonava soltanto per me. Sing it with me. Volare, oh, cantare, oh. No wonder my happy heart sings. Your love has given me wings. Penso che un sogno cose non ritorni mai più. mi d'imbringhevo la mano e la faccia del blu. Poi d'improvviso venito dal Veneto rapito e incominciavo a volare nel cielo infinito. Volare, sing it with me. Oh, cantare. Oh, nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù. E volavo, volavo, felice più in alto del sole, ancora più su. Mentre il mondo pian piano spariva lontano laggiù. Una musica dolce suonava soltanto per me. Sing it with me! Volare. Oh, cantare. Oh, oh, oh. Nel blu, dipinto di blu, felice di stare lassù. No wonder my happy heart sings. Your love has given me wings. Bum, bum. Oh, we love Dino. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you too much. Thank you, thank you too much. You know, the audience last night was more sports-minded than they were tonight. Yeah, they wanted an instant replay to see if those jokes were really funny, you know, so... Anyway, don't push it. What can I say? Joe, who let you in here? You did. You let him in. Well, I done a little Frank for you. Did a little Dino. How about a little Sammy Davis Jr.? We got to cover the Rat Pack Boys. They were just absolutely wonderful. You know, Sammy did so many great songs, and this is one of my absolute favorites. I'm sure it's one of yours, too. Hey, kids, gather round. I got a lot of sweet treats for you. Tonight, we're going to have a party. Who can take the sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two? The Candyman, the Candyman, oh, the Candyman can. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Who can take a rainbow, wrap it in a sigh, soak it in the sun and make a groovy lemon pie? The Candyman, oh, the Candyman can. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. The Candyman makes everything he bakes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes. You can even eat the dishes. Who can take tomorrow and dip it in a dream? Took the blender and the cup with all the cream. The Candyman, oh, the Candyman can. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. The Candyman makes everything he makes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes. You can even eat the dishes. Who can take tomorrow, dip it in a dream, separate the sorrow and collect up all the cream? The Candyman.
The Candyman.
Oh, the Candyman can. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Makes the world taste good.
The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Makes the world taste good.
The Candyman, the Candyman, the Candyman. The Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good. Sammy Davis Jr. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, most of the crooners have passed on, but we still have a few left. Our very own Jack Jones lives down here in the desert, and Jack has been to my show several times. He was here the last part of my season last year, and he sat right under his picture right there, and he gave me 2 standing ovations for 2 different songs. One, of course, I sang his song, The Impossible Dream, and he loved it, and he gave me a standing ovation, and then he gave me a standing ovation for The Prayer by Bocelli. So, but listen, let's see, Steve Lawrence is still with us, but he is just on the onset of Alzheimer's, but he's doing good, everybody says, but, you know, that's not a great way to end up things, but let's see. Oh, my wife and I, we watched a great singer that was 92 years old a couple of years ago at Fantasy Springs, and he filled up the place, he knocked it out of the park, and do we have any Tony Bennett fans in here? Tony Bennett, I'm telling you, he is such a sweetheart. When he got on stage, he was so warm and wonderful with the audience. I mean, you just wanted to run up on stage and hug your grandpa, you know? I mean, he was that cute. Well, I can sing a lot of Tony songs, and I haven't sung this in a while. I put it in this year, and it's such a great Tony Bennett song. I'm sure you will enjoy it like I do. Life full of fun seems to be the ideal. The good life lets you hide all the sadness you feel. You won't really fall in love, 'cause you can't take the chance. So please be honest with yourself. Don't try and fake romance. It's the good life to be free, to explore the unknown. Like the heartaches, when you learn, you must face them alone. Please remember that I want you, and in case you are not, well, just wake up and kiss that good life goodbye. Tony Bennett, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I grew up in an Italian household. My mom is 91 and she's in good health. And yes, I talk to her almost every day. And she is still a music fanatic. Like she was when I was a little kid. We had all these great singers on the record player. And what she does in the morning when she gets up, she listens to the local news, and then right after the local news, turns it off and puts on Seriously Sinatra radio for the most of the day, and then turns on Turner Classic Movies and watches those the rest of the night, you know. So, but Mom, you know, being in an Italian household, Mom had the great singers on. Of course, we had Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Dean Martin, and then we also had this young man up here. Look at this gorgeous picture of young Perry Como. Are there any Perry Como fans out there? I loved Perry Como, watching his music show in the 50s. Of course, I loved watching all of the music shows in the 50s, the black and white ones. And, you know, Perry did a lot of great songs, and this was one of his big songs from that era I'm going to do for you tonight. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. For love may come and tap you on the shoulder one starless night. And just in case you think you want to hold her, you'll have a pocket full of starlight. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. For love may come and tap you on the shoulder one starless night. And just in case you think you want to hold her, you'll have a pocket full of starlight. Pocket full of starlight. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. For when your troubles start to multiplying, and they just might, it's easy to forget them without trying. With just a pocket full of starlight, catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. Save it for a rainy day. Save it for a rainy day. Hey. Perry Como. Oh, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What great stuff. Well, like I said, I grew up in an Italian household with all the great singers. One of my favorite Italian singers was a fella named Walden Casotto. You don't remember Walden Casotto? He was one of my favorites. Oh, maybe you knew him by his stage name, Bobby Darin. See, you didn't know he was Italian, did you? His birth certificate read Walden Robert Casotto. But he thought that was too long for the stage, so he just shortened it to Bobby Darin. But you know, Bobby left the earth way too young. 38 years old. We lost him. Can you imagine what it would be like if he was still here today? How fun that would be to have Bobby Darin. Well, you know, he did a lot of great songs, and I picked this one out for you because this This is one of my favorites, but there were so many favorites, but this one here, I'm sure it's one of yours too. Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me, my lover stands on golden sands and watches the ships that go sailing somewhere beyond the sea. She's there waiting for me. If I could fly like birds on high, then straight to her arms I'd go sailing. It's far beyond the star, it's near beyond the moon. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, we'll smooch just like before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. I wanted to wake you up. Fred and Ginger. Oh, how they glided across the floor. Wasn't that wonderful? Herb Kotler on the drums. I know beyond a doubt my heart will lead me there soon. We'll meet beyond the shore, we'll kiss just like before. Happy we'll be beyond the sea, and never again I'll go sailing. No more sailing, no more sailing, no more sailing. No more, no more, no more sailing. Bye-bye sailing. No more sailing. Bobby Darin, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, you know, back in the 1940s, there was a young man that played the trumpet. And they encouraged him to sing, and when he did, we found out he had a very unique voice. Of course, you know, I'm talking about the one and only Louis Armstrong. I want to sing one of my favorite Louis songs for you tonight. You know, it's probably one of yours, and he always said it was one of his. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed days and dark sacred nights. And I think to myself, oh yeah, what a wonderful world. Satchmo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. And if Willie Nelson were singing, it'd sound like this. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Willie Nelson. Thank you. Oh, yes, yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah, saxophone. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. Well, this next song is a favorite song of my wife, who happens to be here tonight. My wife was born in a foreign country, New York City. No, she was born in New York. But actually, we play a lot of golf together. And whenever she gets up to the tee, before she hits the ball, she has a little mantra that kind of zones her in, right? She goes like this. Ba, 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 ba. By the end of the golf round, I'm singing it too, you know. But I'm going to sing it for you tonight and for my lovely wife. Here's one of... oh, by the way, you know, Liza Minnelli was the first one to sing this song, but Frank said he stole it from her. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes, they are longing to stray and get right to the heart of it. New York, New York, I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps, to find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These are little town blues, they are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New New York, New York, I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps, to find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap, ace number one, king of the hill. These little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it where? it's up to you. New York, New York. New York. Ho! Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Frank DiSalvo, the Great American Songbook
And the music
of your life.
Thank you very much, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am going to take a slight intermission. I will be back at 10:30. Some of you are listening. No, before I do take that intermission, though, I have some very important announcements to tell you. On your tables are some brochures, and we encourage you